Surprisingly enough. I mean, I don't want to repeat that audio. So I don't know. Don't want to restream this, but it appears to be running fine. Go set that off. Should have leveled it. These are our shoes, which need fixing. Gonna need another layer here to fix this, because it's easier to mirror it than try and redo the whole thing. So if we go, no, we need a vector. So we can go shift these vector lines. Go Control C. Okay. I've done it. Not how I ever expected to have done it, but yeah, this doing stuff. So we're gonna go move this to the other layer. It's got to be like merged with layer below. Hi Elena, the box. Yes, I do have that box here, but I'm trying to fix the shoes at the moment, and I've stupidly missed oh, it's because that's not like there. I stupidly missed how to yeah, transfer to lower layer. I don't want, no, I want to merge with a lower layer. Yeah, I've got this stuff to do, so yeah, merge with layer below. Layer 2 is not going to be useful at all because this is all just complicated. There we go. I don't know, did I do it wrong? I did it wrong. Oh well. I keep messing this up. I don't know, just it was going fine before the stream. So what I need that layer, and then I need this. It will make sense. So if I can go, I think it's I'll save it before I do it just to be sure, because I could badly mess this up. So we've got what's it? It's gonna be layer flip or something. So we've got layer not convert layer. It's somewhere. I say. Edit. Found it. I'm a professional. I am professional. Now this Labubu has 4 eyes. That's kind of cursed. So we'll go delete all these bits now. I am kind of getting somewhere. Like, I did just copy this face from the other one, so that's why it like looks like that. I added a bit of text. It's not very well done, but hopefully the idea remains. They're very sus of each other. So, you know, that's the thing. I do have to try and get these eyes correct. So, you know, it's not ideal. I did also do some stuff to make the teeth look a bit better and a bit less just thrown together. They are accusing each other though. That's why they're looking at each other as well. Shoe 1 is sus, shoe 2 is sus. I quite like this. It's dumb. I do have to reduce the number of vector points because, as you'll see here, there's far too many just in general on these shoes. And there's kind of little arm thingies here. They are actually on the real one. That's why I've put them there. Boss battle should be as usual, yeah, that should all work. I did change I changed gamble back to slots as well, so if that was what was breaking it, that should be fixed, but I don't know, honestly. I was just throwing some stuff around about a couple of days ago to see if that would perhaps fix it. I think these shoes are in a separate layer, so I should just be able to do all that and it won't affect anything else. I did also do some stuff with the hair, which I will get onto in a moment. Wait, I should be able to join. See if I can multitask. I can multitask, this will be good. But yeah, trying to art and do the mini game at the same time. Well, it's done it. That's something. So, I don't know if this music seems kind of loud on here. I do actually have a volume dial on this, what's it called? Oh, Blue-haired Luca is now a thing, actually. I don't mind it. It looks quite interesting. Yeah, so blue-haired Luca, that's something odd. It does sometimes do this odd stuff with a colour. Maybe you can actually select the other colours even though they're not accurate or something on the avatar selection. So we have a pear. We currently have a pear and a cheese battling the boss. That's not a phrase I ever thought I would say. So we've got this. So, I have to try and do this soon. Hopefully not get distracted by literally everything else going on. I do have the stream avatars up on my display there, so I've actually got a good view of it and everything going on because it's right in front of my face. That's taking a lot of damage on the cheese. Yeah, the cheese is taking a lot of damage. My pear is fine, but it's not had to fight yet, so I guess that's to be expected. Is the music going off? I don't know. Delete control point. It will be the pear time to shine soon. I don't know that the bottom of these trousers, I'm just guessing they're going into the Labubu because at least that kind of makes sense, but then I should add kind of a fluffy thing to it to make it like all tight together. Okay, I need to enter a thing. There. It's a command and it should have been entered, so it's better than nothing even if it was a rush job. I'm multitasking like a real streamer. So we've got to simplify the vector line here because that is just not simply enough. Simply. Blue Luca is singing. I don't know how well Blue Luca sings, because maybe she sings very badly. Maybe it's like the version of Luca that never got famous because she wasn't very good at singing, I don't know. Surprisingly enough, it's not actually chosen Miku despite her being one of the probably the largest Vocaloid character of them all. It is cheese time. We must beat this pumpkin and prove that cheese is the superior ingredient to pumpkins. Cheese and pears are superior ingredients to pumpkins. Everyone knows that. I just realised I'm blocking most of the screen. Actually, so yeah, I didn't realise that. I'm sorry. I need to go into OBS. So where is the okay, stream avatars. Okay, I got to sort the jail out so it's actually in the correct orientation. But then jail back. This should all line up. So now when it shows the instructions, that should be in front of the webcam and it shouldn't be as bad. Yeah. So I think that's visible now. It's not perfect, but I have fixed the worst of it. If I could get like an actual kind of weird crop on the webcam to cut that corner out, that would be even better. But at the same time, it would just look awkward for everything but the avatars. So what we've got here, I think I can make this work. I did do some reference as well to hopefully get the shading and the reflections and stuff on these parts done pretty well. I made some. They're not very good references, but I made some which I will show in a moment. So just this to try and make it look like it's actually going into the shoe properly. Oh no, it's my turn. Quick! I think I did it. I think I did it. I don't know. If there was no delay, it should have done it, but who's to say? Oh yeah. Her last name is... I've just called her Musume, which is literally girl for now, but I don't know, honestly, what to call her as a last name. Or even a first name. I mean, I thought I could just put a bunch of random names into a wheel. Like, that's probably the best way to do it, because it still, like, honours the whole idea of wheel Coon controls all. But for now, it's Musume. Because it was the easy thing I could think of. So we have these little mittens. They do need moving across as well. So if we go... I think if I go Shift, Control C, Control V. So layer 2, okay. That can be moved. We'll go merge with layer blue. And we should actually have another couple of these just on top. Because I didn't do anything with them, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like Sakura, it's that's why I changed that a while ago on Sakura, because it's she needed a second name, I feel, and that's the best I could do. It also means her dad has literally got the second name of girl, which I find like an amusing like Easter egg there. Dragon girl or whatever. Well, that would be pretty amusing. So yeah, got to do this. I mean, don't know. I'm not wrote near enough of a story on that character, but her mother I called Caitlin as like a cat joke, but I know it's not very good. I might change it later. But it was a little joke I came up with. Oh no, why is it putting the cheese behind all the other characters? Must be the world's heaviest cheese or something, I don't know. For not like, they're just going up behind all the other characters. Yay, Guycoin. Now, I have to try this myself, because I did change it back to slots. Under the idea that maybe changing that to gamble had broken it. So let's see if this... a pair gambling. Let's see if this actually does anything. Am I going to win? Yes, I won. Well, it showed the money coming out, but it did that before. And Darken gets gambled again. Has it just taken my money? Oh, yes. I acquired. Yes, I still put the kind of comic, what do you call it? Effects on. Not effects, titles. But I also tried changing the lettering a bit, so it wasn't like any capitals or brackets or anything. Yeah, so I acquired 69 by kicking the machine. Did it say you acquired 2? Well, that's a lot of money to acquire. I basically got out what I put in. So I could have done worse there. There we go. So that's a little better now with the shoes. I feel like I've stuck to the colouring a bit too much. Like, there's better ways of doing this, make it actually look more like a shoe. I've spent a while just really not doing anything of use. But I have now at least got the Labubu shoes more or less finished. There's small things, as I say, like this that could be smoothed off a little. But there was one of these I saw that had like the normal Labubu hands. They've all been like these strange mitt things otherwise. I might actually change this to match the colouring, because if I can just get some kind of distinction between them, it doesn't have to be bold, well, not black, but very dark grey line art. Wait, am I seeing this right? It said, oh yeah, it said 2. Maybe it wasn't scrolling. I was like, wait, did it actually say you'd won but not show it on the chat for some reason? That was odd. There we go. Ah. I mean, these will get colour today. I think there's some other minor stuff I wanted to do. Ah, also, the Elena box as it is. That does need moving a little because, as I show here, the hair... Yeah, it doesn't work with the hair anymore because I tried to move the hair so it was at the front. I just thought that was a little more realistic. And I meant to get some more brushes, which I didn't do, to do the hair. Oh well, I'll make do with what I got. Because you can get brushes from the Clip Studio store. Ibis has actually a surprising amount of brushes, which I've experienced. More than Clip Studio does have default. Ah, now we have a Teto. Yay. And I'm still a pair. Anyway, this is another thing. The hair here, I didn't simplify the vector on this, so I need to do that. Simplify that vector so it looks a little better. Because I can have a little bit of flow here, but if I don't simplify the vector to get that flow, then if I don't do that, it won't look as good. Like, there'll be too many points to deal with as well, and it will be a pain to edit. So just try and get the idea that this hair is like a moving thing, though, and not like absolutely just still. As I say, texture will go a long way, but I think for the baseline art I have done something with this. Need to delete that, that's not doing anything. Ah, I added a control point. I did not mean to add a control point, I meant to delete a control point. Am I just keeping adding them now? Yep, I added 2 control points and was trying to delete a control point. So that's a way of doing things, I guess. I thought of changing the gloves and stuff. Like, I could make that kind of purpley coloured over there. I'm not sure how it would work. There's been a few very minor changes. The eyes do also need doing. I love my eyes. So I tried to fix them so they're like looking in a direction and not like totally just messed up. I think I can move the centre points here. So if we go... I think they just need a tiny movement, like maybe something like this. Then we'll go eye colour fill. We'll go eyedropper this, hopefully, if it lets me. Nope. Got to go... Where's the eyedropper? I'm missing the obvious. There we go. So we've got to go here. There we go. Eyes are eyes. They look bigger though as well, so maybe I'm messing something up, I don't know. They look bigger on that side, but I'm pretty sure they're the same size. Okay. Time to randomly make the eyes small, pupils smaller, I guess. I think it's just the perspective as well makes it look this way, but no less. We can pivot that. So we'll go eye colour liner, is that it? No. We need eye colour fill, that would be it. I think that's a little better. Just trying to have a perspective to actually look okay. I did fix the gambling feature though, which is important. I can also try and show what I've been working on here. Because it's open. Yeah. Like, that is... she has the hair accessories, but I changed them. Although they're not showing. Hair clips are there somewhere. They're not really showing up. Why is this thing lagging so much? Oh, because I put it on this stupidly high canvas size. Anyway, this is a little thing I've been working on. So, early Aurella, as I guess you could call her, has black hair now. Which is... it is feasible. The black hair here is feasible because if she's actually naturally got white hair, why can't you dye it that colour? And I think overall it helps with the intimidating look that I've been going for here. But yeah, that's all I got so far with that. Thought I'd just show it while it's open on Clip Studio. There is me. This I've done to try and get some of the lighting set up. It's... so, I just took a bunch of photos here. They're not the best photos, they're kind of out of focus and stuff. That is actually the same camera there. That little tiny action camera thing I've got, which does 8K video. And I'm also using another webcam now. Sort of the same little unit, so I think I'm getting my money's worth out of this. So... we've got some other ones as well, like that one would be... the top needs like some kind of tension, so I've got that to see how the material reacts. I did a bunch of little things to try and make sure that I could get this done right. And from what I've devised here, the overall, let's say, lower part of the outfit, I think the lighting is important. So you can't really do the creases here with just the just like line art. I think you're gonna have to do the creases in the colouring phase because it's very. If I bring back for reference images. So we've got the creasing here, you'll see. The light, not sure you can see it, the light is like coming from up here, downwards, and it's gonna hit the clothing like, where is it? It's gonna hit the clothing like that, and that's where the light's gonna catch. So this image demonstrates that. They're obviously not the most, what do you call it? Ironed out clothing, but it demonstrates the idea that the light hits it in certain places, and you see that's what's gonna happen on the character. Because I do like making my own resource for this stuff, so I thought, you know, since I have the clothing that I can use as a reference, why not just throw some there and use it? A more final line art, that needs to be the reference. Base clothing. There, that's what we need. There we go. It looks slightly less off now. I think we should be able to get the eraser. I think this is set to follow the reference layer as well. So just a little work, and I think this is now falling into the shoes a little more nicely. Or shoes. They're literal Labubu's that are being worn as shoes against their will. So, anyway. Yeah, like, how do I tie this outfit together? I feel like that red doesn't quite fit. Like, I don't want to make it grey, though. I could have colour shift, as I say. Have it, or a little colour shift. Like, then it would reflect the trousers and everything. So, it would still have to mostly be grey. Also, another thing I'm thinking of is... these fingers, they don't look quite right, because my fingers are just like that, but I feel like it should be softened off a little. Because I don't want to same hand disorder, whatever you call it. It's not actually that bad in this image, but... I do want to, like... that is actually the bone. Where it sticks up, that is actually a bone, so, you know... it's not something that would realistically make sense, but I've so balked the proportions of these characters anyway. I don't think 100% accurate anatomy on the hands is really a priority. So just doing this, I feel I can sort it out. As I say, that is interesting. So if that's going round there, and that music seemed to be glitching. Yeah, so like something like this, I'm thinking, just try and generally smoothen out the hands a little. Because even though it's less realistic, it will actually give it some style. Just all these small differences, I think, will make this actually look stylized and not just like I've whipped it off a photo, which I have. Nobody will ever know that this was once a photo. So I think if we do this, maybe... Yeah, I did hope this would look good, but it's like, the hands were bothering me because of this. Like, I have weird hands, they're not as straight, or maybe a little too straight kind of thing. They don't actually bend straight, it's a little condition I've got, so I can try and like push on them. I'll try and show this as good as I can. I can try and push on my hand, but it won't, the finger won't bend like fully straight, no matter how hard I do it, so that's not exactly good for character design. Especially if I'm just trying to take the hands as they are on the photo. They just end up inheriting my own issues. I think that as well, like, that sticks out a lot. If I were to make that a little less pronounced, I think that would go a long way. Just these small changes, I think, personally make this look a lot better. So is that the hair? That's the hair for the... Line for the hair, sorry. I do think I've improved it, and I think I'll keep this hair colour. I could change it as it goes down, but like, as I say with the top, keep it still red, but change it, so maybe make it lighter or darker at the lower part, which I think could look good. Definitely with the bench, we've got to run some, what do you call it? Lighting here, I think. And the Helena box does need to go to the left where it will just fit better, I think. It won't be lying on top of the hair and look a bit in an awkward position. So we've got to... Yeah, base hair, that's the thing. Got to remove some base hair. I think this might have changed shape, yeah, since I coloured it, so we can get rid of that. And I think the reference layer is correct still to not do that. I'm using the wrong colour. This is all flat colour at the moment, so I can just eyedropper it from here. I wouldn't normally do that, but because it's all base colour, I can get away with it. How far in are we now? Okay, 30 minutes in. I think I've made enough progress, since I am going to be rendering this today a bit more. I've made enough progress to just fixing overall little things. Then, where is this? Like, it seems... I think it's because it's different colour layers. So we've got base clothing. I think they're using the same line art, though. So again, we can go do this. I do want some colour shift or something on the gloves, because I don't actually hate the grey, but... Yeah, that hair also shouldn't be down there. Oh no, I think I moved the hair. I did that before, like, is it off? I think I did accidentally, like, move the hair, so... It now just looks off. It's probably easy enough to fix, though. Go over it and all. And I'm not even on the white layer. I need to be on hair to fix that part of it. I mean, that's why I should lock layers. I didn't lock layers, and that's caused me some trouble. So then we'll go eyedropper this again. And I think just fill this in. And the box is now blocking me from colouring the hair. I said I should do something about the positioning of that. So we've got the box. Can we... I put it in a box folder. So I would argue I put it in the box. You can't see it, but the folder is literally called box. So... There should be a move thing, surely. If I select this folder... I think I might need to recenter it, would you call it? So hopefully... Now, it is selected the folders. It has selected the folder. So yeah, it's moving the colour and the... And otherwise... I'm going to just rotate this because it's the easiest way of doing it. And I think it actually makes it look better when it's rotated, like falls into place better. So do we want it further back? I think it should be like somewhere fairly centered. And that I think would look quite good. There we go. Maybe move it forward just a touch. And there we go. I think that lines up better because the hair is largely on the right of the image. So having the hair on the right of the image and then the box on the left, I think they kind of complement each other as well, like the red and the blue and all that. Then we've got... Like, I am desperately trying though to fix a somewhat difficult prompt because, I mean, it's okay, but you know, there's natural limits to what you can do with just completely random prompts. The hair isn't ideal with the outfit and stuff because there is a lot of red there, so I'm gonna have to tweak everything as I can to make this even work. So we've got hair. Where is the hair colour? Somewhere here. Base hair. That could turn this down on my headphones. It's a little loud actually. So we'll go... I think that's still selected. Just fix what I did to mess this hair colour up. You see, it's fine here though. It's like it moved halfway through my colouring process. Also, there is one little trick I've worked out with the hair. Because these eyelashes, well, yeah, eyelashes, they look like they're on top of the hair. But I found a very interesting way of fixing that. Because the hair is on the front layer. Or towards the front layer, I think. So, it can be. So we're going to duplicate this. Base hair, let's call it front opacity. So we've got base hair, front opacity. This is going to be base colour. So this is going to go in front, hopefully, of the eyelashes and everything. Unless is that in? Yeah, that is in more final line art. Basically, it has to be at the very front, at least of the line art in its proximity. So here, I'll put colour as well. Because it's not in the colour folder. Thank you for telling me it's November. Because it was colour, it was like it just showing over the thingy. Again, because of the webcam and everything, I doubt that will show up, but no less. We now have base hair colour front opacity. That doesn't really fit on top of the line art. So we want the more final line art. I think that has to be at the very front. Now the idea was though... Oh, I think I'm seeing something. Surely though... Okay, so I think I'm seeing something here. I'm seeing something that's going on. So what we need is... It's using that as the reference. I don't really want that. Not now, at least. So you'll see, we'll cover it up here, and this will make sense. A little, I guess you could call it hack. So I'm going to have to slightly improvise here, because I think the line art is just like this, but I think something like that should do it. No, I messed that up. Like, this will make sense because I'm not completely covering it up. I'm just doing that, like, for now. So that's a thing. I feel like she does need a hairband even more now, because there's no, like, cat ears or anything. The head just looks weird now. But yeah, I feel like if I added a headband, a purple headband, that would bring it into perspective. It doesn't have to be the fanciest headband, and I can add that after I start doing the base colour of the hair, or base shading and stuff of the hair, but still. So what we're going to want to do is, I think the hair colour also needs to be on a higher up layer. Okay, I've had an idea here. I'm going to have to do a little bit of tweaking, and not on that layer. base hair colour, front opacity. You may be able to tell by now that the name I have given it, it has a very specific purpose. And this will all make sense when I make it more transparent. Everything will fall into place, believe me. So there's a gap there that I feel shouldn't be. Is that the bench doing that? I do not know. No, that hair just isn't covering it up. I'm going to have to fix that on the other layer as well now, so I can just use the grabby grab tool and that will allow me to get to the right layer quickly and easily. So we're going to want base hair colour, more final line art as I have called it. That's going to be our reference layer for now. So did I think I might have used the wrong tool. Yeah, I did. Oh, Battle Royale, is that an... Have I lost or what? Wait, did it... did it add everyone but you to a Battle Royale, Elena? That is just weird. That is, oh, wait, is Sakura gonna... Oh, no, wait. I was thinking Sakura made all those, what's it, so she could just cheat and win. There's med packs, and no one's using the med packs. And Sakura is OP on these streams, as we all know. Sakura must be like the richest here by a long shot. So we've got base hair. So this is using the this is using the line art, so we can remove base hair for now and go to the other layer, which, as I say, will make sense. We've got that now, so we've got the reference layer where we want it to, so it should ban Sakura. I don't know, is there actually a command you can use for that? I wonder if there's a command you can use as a moderator to, like, take Sakura's money and give it someone else. Because, as I say, as a bot, not like she can use it, so it should be quite funny, actually. take all Sakura's money. I mean, I don't know. I think Sakura cheated anyway because she didn't even she only let like one of the other people join, which is definitely a cheat if you ask me. Let's see if she will admit it. Did you cheat, Sakura? I can type quite quickly on that keyboard. I like it. And this is taking its time. Now I have to save out of fear. So here you'll see it's staying within the lines. Even though this hair layer is technically in front of a line art, which is exactly what I want, it will make sense. There we go. It's taken a long time to make sense of this. But it will look like magic, I think, when it's actually done the job. I'm beginning to think like maybe I should make that hair lower. I should add a bit to it, I think, in the middle, like here or so. Like that being red wouldn't actually be so far off. I don't think I need to work with the opacity there, but in case I make it work. That is not filling it, which is odd. How odd. Can I use the fill bucket? No. I think I've messed it up. I did save at least. No, oh well, at least it didn't take an age to do at that time. That's what they want you to think. Yes. Like, why it banned you from the Battle Royale you started, I don't know. That is just weird. And the Battle Royale isn't something I messed with. I wonder. Yeah, what is Sakura playing at? So we've got, as I say, opacity. Now, we do need the standard hair layer. There we go. I think when I was playing around with the idea before I used 75%, now this should work. Have I done something really dumb? I think I might have done something really dumb. Not unsavable, necessarily, but dumb. Oh. Wait, where's this? Have I just put line on it? I have. So I was on the wrong layer, but I've not deleted anything. That's actually a good thing. So we've got base hair colour, front opacity, which is also missing a piece. There we go. So as I say, if I maybe remove that. Oh, there's actually a thing here. There's like a, not necessarily meant to be a guideline, but I can use it as such. Yeah, I mean, Sakura is being suspicious, I won't deny that. The responses really say it all. It's like she doesn't want to lie, but she knows what she's doing is wrong. So yeah, we're in that like weird middle ground between lying and telling the truth. There we go. I think. Yeah, I think there's still to do here. But I am getting somewhere. So my own dumb mistakes kind of held me back a little. But I can do this now and it will work. So you see that's now kind of translucent. Put the base hair underneath. Because they're the same RGB, we get this nice like idea that the hair is like falling on top. I think before I was using like 75% when I was playing with the idea and it worked quite well. I could go a little, I think maybe it's colour and stuff, I could go a little higher there. So 90-ish. Maybe, I'm thinking 92. So there we go. Mass avatars cheese. We are all going to be cheese. And forever by the looks of it, because there's no timer. So, anyway. Yeah, that's the hair, which I probably spent like 15 minutes doing, which is longer than I should have. But it's all a part of the process. That, I think, looks better than how it was. And especially when I add the colour, it will look better. Wait, the cheeses are overlapping. Oh dear. Am I getting frame drops? It says it's not receiving enough video, but it's not listing frame drops. I don't know. I think maybe OBS is... No, now it's frame dropping. I just check this. Open widget. Yeah, YouTube is not... I don't know about this. It's not showing dropped frames anymore on OBS. There was a few dropped frames. It seems to have stopped now. So I don't think it's an issue at the moment. It's held at 602 drop frames and it's not going up any. So YouTube is complaining. But no, it's fine. I mean, I can change it back. I think I can even... I might even be able to do it here. Avatars. There's something here. Like, I don't understand the program, but I should. Quick access. I can change the scaling and make stuff bigger and smaller. And mess up the native res completely. Yeah, so... I mean, I can change them back. It's just because there's no timer. Like, it's stuck until they are changed, like, manually. I think I can fix it on here anyway, so where is it? Yeah, I think I can do this and then just like manually change it from here. This is probably the easiest way I know how to do, so for some reason I think I've done that, like, right. I just copied most of the command because I'm lazy, but that should change them all to Sakura, and then now the bot is correct, and then I don't know. The only thing is, it's like... The only thing is, if you change it, like, as a mass without a timer, then it'll basically stay that way forever. If you set it to 60 seconds or whatever, it'll change it for a while, and then it'll change it back. So it's just, you know, it's a minor inconvenience if I have to go in and change it. Ultimately, yeah, ultimately I can't complain too much. Because it's just me being funny. I also have colour. I have colour to do. I mean, there was an easy way of fixing it, as I say, so... yeah. I mean, I think I can do it. Yeah, I can. I just did it, didn't I? So... yeah, because I'm the king of the stream, so I can do everything. I'll show you. I can do everything. I can even do this. Yes, King says there will be bombs. There will be bombs. The cheese goes flying. Pretty sure that was like an American football goal with a cheese. So we've got a... I need to find it, like... base colour. It's under clothing. Okay. The skin is under clothing. Logical, I guess. I think you can do mass bomb, but like I can choose exactly where I put the bombs. Like I want one on the left of the screen. I can do this. I can also... yeah, I can also completely mess up where the window is on my screen. There we go. But I can put a bomb on the left. I can put a bomb on the right. Like that. That was totally not a targeted bomb. It didn't even do much. It just moved the, what's it, avatar across the screen slightly. But yeah, I have absolute control over the bombs and everything. What else I can do? I can do that. Yes, I obviously have loads of viewers now. There's also, what's it? Is that, Miku. Blue-haired Miku. And green-haired, Reen, I think? And grey-haired Len. Green-haired, Reen actually looks kind of like, Gumi. And we've got a sus guy as well. There we go. Yeah, I can just cheat and get loads of viewers. Fake viewers, but still. And we're about 50 minutes in, and I've spent so much time, wasted so much time doing that. Right, so what am I to do with this, the colour shift here? Now, I have a colour shift there. So I can go make a new layer. No, that's a vector layer. I need a raster layer to do this properly. Yeah, so gloves. Maybe I think if I just went from red, like downwards, or even use this kind of pink colour here, we can hopefully go and get a softer brush, I would say. Airbrush, would it be? I've got wet wash from somewhere, whatever that means. So we'll go... I think it's a spray can, that is it. Airbrush, spray can, whatever. So we have got to make this large. Let's say about 250. This should give me a idea. No, I'm also not set it within the lines, so I need that. There we go. I'm not sure I like that. It's going out the lines again. Actually, no, there's an easier way that I'm missing. Wait. You can pin. Can you put the character in the jail? Will it let you do that? If it lets you put Sakura in the jail, that should be in the top right corner somewhere, and it's a 1080p stream. So that would be something I'd like to see. The pin should come off eventually, or I can do it manually. But yeah, it will time out eventually, or I think you might be able to use firework and get it off just using that command. I imagine that would work, but I'm not certain. So there we go. I take far too long on this work. Like, this is just supposed to be a kind of wheelie joke, so yeah. And then I go and make it this complex. So we'll go, just make sure that this is all cleaned up. There we go. I think that works better. Like, we've got that kind of colour shifting down to grey. So they're still technically grey. They just have a bit of colour on them. I'm going to just blame Sakura for the, Sakura for getting you stuck there. There, it's Sakura's fault. She's now in jail. And I don't know. I can just remove it, see if it works. If you could just copy and paste that comment. Because I messed it up. Well, it's to put her there. So that's the thing. I don't think I put her there. I could have. My cursor was about that area. Actually, I try the same command actually because I have the full setup. I think I also missed the explanation point. Messed that up. Let's see if this works. Because I've just copied that. Yeah, let's put it there. I mean, the first one was fairly close. I think it looks like it's X and Y coordinates. So I don't know if that's like 6 across, 0.6 across and 0.11 down. So that would make sense if I try something. This would make sense if it works. So we've got, let's try 0.9, 0.11. So about the same height. If this moves it, then we know it's like X across by Y vertically. If this does what I'm thinking it does, and I missed the explanation point, that's my fault, my dumb fault. So we've got Sakura Musume, what was it going? 0.9. This will hopefully show if the pin works. Might take some time to process, but if that gets close to the jail, then that will confirm my suspicions. So we've actually got a Labubu body colour already picked out from some point in the past. I should really move this actually, because this might get in the way of the colouring process. I can move it back. at a later point, but for now. So we've got colour. So we've actually got the shoes under colour. I think I can select. I think if I go select, I can make both of them. What do you call it? Layers. So we'll go with. Yeah. Thing is, I don't even know most of the commands. Like I've messed with a few of them. For some reason, the pin didn't do anything. Like I had changed it, unless I was like, where was the earlier one? I think I copied the later one. Yeah, Sakura has. Let's ask Sakura. Wait, were you hiding this information from me, Sakura? I must know. I wonder. Yeah, so Labubu. I don't need so many characters as Labubu's shoe base colour, but I like to be for it. The ears are not quite right on these. I think I need trimming more. I do want to get into some more advanced rendering though, so really with these Labubus I just want to get something that like resembles completion. To even base colour at least, to get them to look good. There we go. They look more like Labubus just with that orange colour, which kind of lines up with the eyes. That is actually like nuclear orange. Yeah, there's actually a few avatars. There is the Among Us as well. Let's try the colour. Let's see if that does anything. I mean, it does it with, like, if you randomly spawn one. Let's try that. Oh, it spawned a cheese. I mean, I'm sure I'll get to it. Yeah, there we go. Blue-haired Miku. So it does happen when it, like, automatically generates them. But for some reason, it doesn't happen if you enter the command. I mean, I know blue-haired Miku and blue-haired Luca, and I think, what's it? What was it? I'm trying to think. Green-haired, was it green-haired Akita Neru were a thing? But like, they only seem to show up when you just automatically spawn them, which is interesting. But yeah, I know blue has become a thing. Definitely on some of them. Because we're just seen, like, earlier today, we saw Luca with blue hair. And, so it does work. With certain colours, it does work. That's interesting. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. That's actually like a purple-haired Teto. I'll try and find the music video, because there is actually a music video where Teto had purple hair. So if we go, what was it called? I'll just try and find it, because there is actually, like, canonically a Teto version like that. There we go. So if it loads, like, this is a real thing. Purple-haired, yeah, but it's close. Purple-haired Teto was actually a real thing with how these, how this, producer makes the videos. There's at least a couple of them where they gave Teto purple hair, which I find interesting. So it is somewhat canonically a thing. What's that? That looks like skin colour. You know what? This is going to be cursed. Let's actually give the Labubus human skin colour. Still got that random Miku one. No, I don't want it to be in the eyes. Yep, that's cursed. A Labubu with human skin colour. To be fair, the whole idea is cursed. Wow. At least you can vaguely see what I'm going for here. It was easier than trying to find like the kind of somewhat accurate white or whatever. Yeah, just reuse the human skin colour. I mean, they're cursed because Labubus were not supposed to be shoes. As I say, there's a good chance they're worthless now, so they're actually cheaper than just buying shoes. But anyway, we also have the box here. Why does that box look menacing now? It didn't look menacing before. The box looks oddly menacing just sitting there next to her. Like, are you my friend, box? Yes, I'm your friend. I don't have any ulterior motive. So I can probably get rid of that random spawned one now. But yeah, I didn't even know the colours were a thing. But well, I knew it happened. I didn't know you could actually change them. Because the Vocaloid pack, I just downloaded them. So that was like my first avatars until I made anything myself. I actually want to become a pair again. I like that pair avatar. Hopefully it will change. Yes. The way it moves is actually far smoother than it has any right to be. Not the like standing animation, but I mean where it moves left to right. That's a lot smoother than it has any right to be for like 4 frames. Pair. I have an idea now. Well, I could have probably used the emoji, but my head wasn't working. We are gambling the text of pair. So, as I say, I've got my references here. So I've got this. Now, the light, we do actually have a light source. I would say predefined. So if we bring up the reference image, we've got the light, and we'll see, look closely into the eyes, or at least the glasses, and you'll see where it's falling from. It looks like it's falling straight down. I can probably actually just draw on this for now. So if we've got that... No, I'm on the wrong layer. So we've got... I didn't win anything for putting my pair in the slots. So it looks like, if we look at the glasses, it looks like the light is coming down here. Just, I don't know where the sun is in the sky and all that, but it looks like that's where the light is hitting from, so... This is very interesting, useful information, I believe. You're taking 69 Guycoins from yourself. Missed an opportunity there. You could have used 67 Guycoins and then it would have saved you 2 coins. Yeah, the sun is up. A funny thing actually, when I did those photos, I like got in the car. I didn't need the headlights on at all. Like it was actually still fairly light out. I drove like 5 to 10 minutes down the road. Suddenly it was getting really dark and I had to put the headlights on. Like, how does it get suddenly dark in such a tiny amount of time? That is crazy. I mean, it was never like super bright, like the height of summer, but it was easily bright enough that I just didn't need my headlights at all. So that's a bit odd, really, how times do that. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of amusing though. Like it's doing things today. First it decides you can't join the battle royale, and then it decides you don't exist. Like, what are you trying to do, avatars? I didn't train you like this. So we are now an hour in. I need to get something done. I've got this kind of colour shift done. Now the hair, I could get some lighting done on the hair for a start, but as I say, we've got our reference here, so we can use that hopefully to know the light is coming down. Actually, I think I'll use the colour picker, and if we have the colour, so we've got rose red. What I do here is I'm going to take this and I'm going to slightly tweak the colour to be darker or lighter. But we've got the light. That really stands out a little too much. It's a really bold colour, but light is coming down there. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've done that much, to be honest. I'm so slow at this stuff. Like, this has taken multiple streams. Like, the whole process, as I say, we have a reference. We see the light coming in here hits it. So it's kind of going to be the inverse. I don't want to mess around flipping that image the other way around because it might lag the whole thing and then take ages to respond. And I just don't want to mess with that much in case it does it. So, yeah, there's our eye. That was the eye I used before I mirrored it and everything. The head has actually ended up a different shape as well. Like, if you see, that's canted kind of to the left. Mine's canted fairly straight. Maybe slightly to the left. That's canted to the right, I mean. But it is interesting how that changed and it still kind of works out. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing what I can. I will be doing a car design tomorrow on the other channel with the wheel. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I don't think I have the quotes. I think that's separate from the avatars. Like, I just have the avatars set up. I mean, I could try and set more up. I do need to get avatars set up on the other system because, as I say, I'm going to stream tomorrow and I don't even have any of this set up. Oh dear. Have to do that today. I should have it done in time. I've got the wheel set up, that's for sure. So we've got the light coming down here. Is there any fancy shadows going on? So, like, yeah, there's definitely shadows just below the creases and stuff. Interesting, it did bring something up about quotes. So I think you might be able to add them. Like, if it's included in avatars, you may just be able to add the quotes. The same as any other time. So here, yeah. So we want, yeah, that's rose red. That's not actually where I want the lighting. I want to try it down here because that's what I was looking at for a reference. So I think I'll get the colour wheel here. I'm not going like super precise, but if I drag this right up, I should have something that's still kind of purpley, but much, much lighter. So should be good for lighting. Yeah, on the colour picker for colour. That is actually, that is more pink. But remember, we're not going to see pink because this will be a fairly small amount of the overall image. So we'll go back here. We'll go darker. We'll go down. And that's going to look almost black. It's going to look even black, I reckon. What's the RGB value? Yeah, it's very, very dark. But it's not quite black. It is slightly canted towards red. So, you know, we've got that. Yeah, quote add one. Has it done it? Ah, yes, it has worked. Excellent. Perto will be proud. Although I would say that. I'm not sure Perto actually wants to be eaten. But there is pages of lore. If you look it up, there's pages of lore on Perto. They've got some like crazy stuff like Perto is a serial arsonist but also a firefighter. It's just so goofy. Am I? Oh, I think that's because I'm on the colour picker and it's like the lowest layer. So we've got. I think I can add a folder here. So this is just going to be all the trousers stuff. So going to put the initial layer of colour shift in there, and then above that I'm going to make a layer which is going to be lighting, or rather more soft lighting, so I'll put lighting soft because it's more convenient than putting soft lighting. The box does need more. The box deserves better. But at least it's in the right position now. I quite like that. Like, that looks nice as a contrast, actually. So I think if I go... Let's try 300. Because we don't want it to be super dense. Would that be the word? So if we've got a crease, let's say, like, I think if we have a crease there... I don't think this has to be, like, super accurate. I think it just has to look like, you know, there's something going on. There was... Yeah, there's a cheese avatar. I know there's a cheese avatar. I don't know if I did any other cheese stuff. It's been a while. Like, I don't have excellent memory, but still. Is that gonna work? Currently I'm just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. So how does the lighting fall on this? So there's generally... Okay. There's generally like folds. I mean, I should know this, but there's generally like folds, I think. And it goes like that. Some of it will be like blocked off, but... I think if I go light and that... No. I mean, it seems you have to do it in one go with this airbrush to actually get it working. This is pen pressure sensitive as well. Like I seem to forget that because my line art doesn't have pen pressure. Maybe if we go like that as well. No, I don't think the light's going to hit it that way. I think if I add some shading as well. Yeah, I mean, clothes, I actually don't have an issue drawing clothes. It's just shading them that's my, like, pain point. Because I don't realise where anything is supposed to go. Like, I think I can get this working okay. I also have to change the other colour because here it doesn't really show up. So let's go like so. I think if I go... more final. I think that wasn't set to follow the vector lines, which is why it wasn't going over them. And I'm also erasing the wrong layer, so we've got to find the thing. Lighting soft. There we go. I think if I make this maybe change a layer type and stuff, and maybe then it will fall as it's supposed to. Yeah, I mean, I do need to finish setting up a PNG tuber in OBS and stuff. Because I did work hard on those eyes. I'm very proud of my eyes. Speaking of eyes, I do have a bit of time, so maybe I should do some eyes here. I will try and, I'll try and do a bit of shading as well. I'm not forgetting about that, so... I can probably also go with a little harder shading. So if we look at this again. Yeah, so there's kind of like shade right below where there's lighting. If I can emulate this properly. We'll go... I did make another thingy. It's like little ears there, but they're kind of colour ears. I don't know. Is that... I think I did put that on a layer below the lighting soft. It should still show up, surely. Am I missing something here? Yes, I am. I'm on eraser. That was dumb. I mean, the eyes are important. Can have like a random zoom in on my eyes. Yeah. I look traumatized, I get it. I didn't know how to pose properly. I mean, I knew I was supposed to not have my back bent forward loads and everything because it doesn't look good. Point is, when this is all said and done, you're not going to see this. But yeah. So this is actually... you probably can't see it on this low-res reference, but that's where I got the kind of idea for my white in my eyes. Like, that isn't just a blanket colour. So that's why I have all those effects, because it brings a bit more life in and it's more realistic to do that while also looking, I think, quite nice. Yeah, I need to invisibilize that, but that's why I did it, because my eyes do have some white, and you probably can't see it on the webcam, but hopefully I showed on that photo just about. Okay, so I can change this though if it's like too hard colour. So I think we'll also maybe go like harsher there. This will either look brilliant or terrible. I honestly can't tell right now. So I think if we go quite quickly across, well, some of these pieces, they don't need you to go really in depth. And there we go. So this will either look brilliant or awful. I think if I go with like multiply, maybe then it will line up a bit better with what's below and it won't look so harsh. That's interesting. I think the hair is to blame for that. Not quite looking right. One of the hair layers. I also haven't quite done these trousers properly because I haven't fixed the colour. I can do this. I don't even need to do this on stream. Like, as I say, that will either work or it will look absolutely terrible. Yeah. I mean, I do look like a... No, it wasn't here. I confused my files. I do look like I've seen an oatmeal raisin cookie. Like, when I was doing it, the camera timer was going off and stuff. And I was like, okay, just look into the distance and it'll probably work out. Because I didn't know how to express... I didn't really know how to give it an expression. Especially since I'm going to draw over it. But then it was like, just look into a distance, it'll work out. And it kind of has. It kind of has if you see the final image. But it's like, back then, it does make me look completely traumatized. I have to draw something now. I have to draw something. So this colour is good enough for now. I can't resist this temptation. No, one guys. You may know what this is at this point. He's got to have some teeth. The boo-boo cookie. Like, this is canon now. This is why I'm terrified. Like, I'm having too much fun just drawing these little doodles. Like, this is what's gonna be terrifying me. Like, that helps explain everything, I think. Also, Citron cameo. Citron cameo, yay. What was I saying? I hate this a little less than I initially did. Maybe, actually, I've had a thought. If I could blur this, like, there's got to be a blur brush or something. There we go. So blend, that's it. I'm thinking this won't necessarily work. But as I say, I can also go with a little bit of what's it? So I think this kind of works. Blending, it's making it less harsh. So if I go like this, like that, I think there's still some shading there, but I think that works a little better. The Cheesemobile. Hopefully the Cheesemobile can save me from the evil oatmeal raisin cookies. But alas, we can only hope. We live in fear. We live in fear that an oatmeal raisin cookie will come out the forest and seek revenge on humanity for ever trying to eat it. Something like that. So I can remove the edge here, like where the blur has gone over. You know what? I think I could have done worse. To be quite honest, I think I could have done a lot worse than this whole blur thing. They look vaguely accurate now. Nope. They look vaguely accurate, and I think I do have the what do you call it, on the restriction for not going over line art. That's why I like Clip Studio. You just get these extra features over Ibis Paint that make quite a large difference, actually, when you have to make a large piece. This is not a new version of Clip Studio, though. This is out of date, but it works. And that's sometimes what's important. Yeah. Axe-wielding oatmeal raisin cookie. I mean, I did think about... I actually thought about the boss, what I would want to do with that. And I think I'll make it like an evil Adobe type logo, because it's become one of those things, not just the AI, but also the subscription model and everything. I feel like Adobe has become the enemy of artists, even more so than AI in and of itself. I feel like Adobe is the true enemy, because they are like just irredeemably evil. So I think a bit of harsh lighting here and it will be good. So if we look at the reference, it's obviously going to be off, but you see, the lighting does look kind of random there, and so it's got kind of random lighting. What was I going to say? I don't know. And add transparent elements just to make her harder to draw. Like, to be fair, she is probably one of the easier characters I've got to draw, and she doesn't actually look that bad. Like, there's certain distinctive elements, definitely. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Ibis Paint is that it's portable. Like, for lack of a better term, you can take it anywhere, and I certainly appreciate that on my Samsung tablet. Clip Studio is more powerful, though. You just have to buy it on sale. Like, that's the rule of Clip Studio, I think. Because they have sales all the time, and they get it for, like, half the price it is when it's not on sale. So you just wait and buy it then. But Clip Studio, I wouldn't buy the tablet Clip Studio, because I despise subscription models. This is the PC version. I bought it in like 2019, and I've been able to keep using it because it's non-subscription. On tablet or mobile in general, I just wouldn't ever recommend getting Clip Studio, because I avoid it like the plague. I avoid subscriptions like the plague. Now, Ibis Paint is very powerful, though, as I say, so it's definitely not the worst program to use. I've been using that since like 2020. I couldn't draw in 2020 to save my life, but I have been using it in some capacity for a while, and that's when I actually had my Samsung tablet. Because, interesting story, I think I broke my ankle and I was in hospital, and then it was like, you know what, I'll try using this tablet for drawing. It has an S Pen. And so I actually ended up using that tablet quite a bit, and then eventually Kitchen Sponge Charm was made entirely in Ibis Paint. So, you know, that, what I think is an entirely competent character design, for the most part at least, that was made entirely in Ibis Paint. I have other characters that I like really care about, like this one, for example. Interesting story of this, I did start it in Ibis Paint, but it struggles too much. Yeah, I mean, my Samsung tablet, I do like it. That's why I bought another in 2025. And it came with the S Pen. Like, I didn't buy that expecting to use the pen ever, but it had the S Pen, and then when I put Ibis Paint on it, it actually became a very nice portable drawing tablet. So, yeah, you can draw with your finger. It's just I like the pen. I mean, if I tried hard enough, I could draw with, I could do finger drawing, I could even do mouse drawing, but at that point, I couldn't do this with a line art. Like, you see how sharp everything is here? I feel you need a pen for this, or at least a vector system like Clip Studio has, and a mouse and a lot of patience. Yeah, I mean, I've not had it struggle on time, per se. It's resolution with my current tablet that struggles. It's if I go above, I think the limit for me to actually have the thing still work, it's something like 9,000 by 12,000 pixels. which is fairly high, but if you see this image, like a good finalised piece, I hope it shows at the top. Probably not. But that's 80,085, for obvious reasons, by 128,136 to make a 16 by 10 or 10 by 16 aspect ratio. You can't do that in Ibis Paint, the thing will blow up. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, this isn't actually necessarily my line art, it's just my line art after I've put it through the vectorization and everything. You can do a lot, like you see, there's colour there that needs fixing, but it's clean because of the tools I have that make it possible to be clean with the line art. Eyes, I was saying that, like, so I think I've got some decent shadows and reflections here. It's not perfect, but if you zoom out, you know, it's good enough. Like, you can tell there's kind of a shininess to it there. And I can go with slightly harsher shadows if I need to in the future. Play with the opacity and stuff. That's just the start. But anyway, the eyes, yes. Fight the eyes. I do love that song. There's also a bit of a eyebrow showing through. Eyelash, sorry. She doesn't have eyebrows. I mean, I could do something there. Probably. She needs a hairband as well. Like, I might just sketch up a hairband and then correct it a bit later so you can see the process. I've actually got this glittery gold one, which is, believe it or not, one of the most subtle hairbands I could find. They all have to make them really over the top and everything. I just want a simple hairband so my hair doesn't go everywhere. We do need a bit of shadow under the chin as well. All this stuff can be done later. So, eyes. I've put it in base colour. Honestly, I can probably change this folder colour to just colour because I put base colour, but it's not really just the base anyway. But yeah, anyone could do line art like this if they put time into it. It's not a hard thing to do. So these eyes, they totally lack depth. Now, I'm not sure if you can do a shadow mask, not shadow mask. A useful feature in Ibis is that, like, if you do, I'll try and show it, but if you make like a circle or something on a layer, I'll show you when I make another layer, but we've got eye colour, just make another folder, a subfolder I guess you could call it, eyes. Maybe I should call it eye shading, I don't know. It's not just shading, it's eyes in general. There's the IY. So, typically, this is the best way I can show it. So, like, that IY is on a separate layer, I think. I'm pressing the wrong key. Anyway, so what you would do in Ibis Paint that would work, if you wanted to do, say, some eyes, you'd make a layer which is, like, just the IY. It's like that. And then I think you can, like, clip the layers above onto it. Unless it's not in, like, the ad version of Ibis or something. Because I have the paid but non-subscription version. I think it was worth it given how many years of use I've got out of it. But anyway, if you do this, and then you like, there's like a little arrow that goes like that, like a little right angle arrow, you do that, clip it onto that layer below, and then when you do that, when you clip that onto the layer below, it will like use that and it will never exceed where this, say, Y is. Very useful for doing something like eyes because you can just attack it full on and then you don't have to do any erasing or anything. Very nice time-saving hack for Ibis there. I'm not so sure you can do clipping on Clip Studio in the same way, despite the name. But, what's happened here? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong keys. Job done. Fixed. No one has to see that. Because my work is obviously perfect. With no flaws whatsoever. There's so much you can do. No, it's just learning how to use the program helps so much. Okay, so we're going to go with shade at the top. There's a few things you have to do here, so I like labeling my layers and everything. The other thing is my keyboard. I'm not sure I can bring this out. I'll try to if I can. Oh, and my graphics tablet's off. This, I can kind of show it. This brick from the 90s. Man, this is lovely to type on. So I don't mind naming my layers when I have this to work with. As you can imagine, the thing is lovely. And I need to stop positioning it in a way that's turning my drawing tablet off. And now I can't get back into position. I should learn after the first few times. Okay, Huey on. Do not turn off on me. Fortunately, it didn't change it on the stream. But yeah, you can probably see on the webcam it did turn it off. But this is a lovely keyboard. Had it for a decade, I reckon now. Maybe even longer. And it's always been so good to me. I also recently noticed something that... I'm not sure you'll see it on my reference, but... if we zoom right in here... yeah, you can. There is actually like... I think this one shows it better than the other eye. If we look here... make that smaller. There is actually like... no. No, yes, I don't know. Yeah. I'm always on the wrong layer to mess with this. But you'll see here... if we just look between these two grey lines, we have like a black edge to that eye. And that's on the photo, so you can see that is where... that is something that you maybe don't notice, but looking at real eyes, or my eyes particularly, I see that, and it's a way I can potentially make things look better. You could just use line art for it, to be quite honest, but I feel it's better to do it with shade. And that's a way it kind of gives the depth to the eyes. So I will be adding that today. I've got another half an hour, so why not? We will be going... okay, we've got orange. So where is it? That's eye colour. I've got a few different colours here. So that's what I used in the middle of the eyes. I think I'll just colour pick this, to be honest. For all it's worth, it will darken it quite nicely. And that is actually, it's kind of reddish. I'm not sure you can see that. It's not absolute black. It's kind of red, but no less, it works. So we're going to use the airbrush, I think. Hopefully going to use the airbrush on the correct layer. Yeah, maybe that is too red. Also, I think I've got the... to be fair, to be honest, I don't really want the thing there because it can mess with it, so... I don't want the lock on there, and that's the shoes. At least I'm not going to be messing with anything there. So top shade. This is going to be the shade from the top of the eyes. I think I might have mentioned before, I tried to shape these eyes so there's actually like depth to them, and so there's like the curve that we have on our eyes, and should look more realistic because of this. So if I go and yeah, I don't think I did use a different eye colour at all. I think that's just what it is. The colour wheel again, go down this way. This should do. Yeah, that's a lot more black. It is still kind of brown, which makes sense again. It's not... yeah, one on the blue. We only need one blue. Okay. I'll probably be live for 25 minutes and a bit, maybe. So, see you if you can come back to the stream then. Otherwise, I will be doing my gaming stream tomorrow, building the wheel car. And yeah, it'll be hopefully fun if it doesn't go disastrously wrong. But anyway, the art must be done. I will post this with the eye refinements done. So yeah, that'll be a decent thing for today, at least I feel. Okay, yeah, I'll do that later. Got to add the top shade. No, add the lower glow, and then we'll go get this orange. We'll go move that up here, maybe. See, the RGB should work, yeah. Very bright, but not absolute bright. I don't know if I was on colour picker before, but anyway, we are now. So we've got eyes. Got the top shade going past the head naturally, as it would. And then we've got lower glow, that would be it. So we're going to need a little circle thingy here. I'll be using the airbrush again because I love the airbrush too much. For my own good. Maybe larger? I think let's try 500. Almost got that there. That's like almost perfect. Then go with the darkening, I think. Yeah, I got a bit of time for that, so I'll go with the darkening on the inside of the eyes. Edge darkening, there we go. So that will be the same black we've got here. And 200. Actually, if I go with this, there we go. I don't know. So eyes, we should have eye colour line art. That will do. So if we go with that, we'll go make this the reference layer. Go the edge darkening. So it should actually ignore the other layers here, which is good. Because I've set it up beforehand. So top shade. That's mainly going to be at the top. Yeah, dear, I'm using the wrong one. I need the hard eraser. And I also need... Yeah, I need the hard eraser to fill up to vector path, perhaps. So we've got to... it's dropping more frames. That's not good. Oh, it's not... So we've got 140. There we go. So we've got trim this. So if we can go like that. It's not the easiest thing to trim down, but it's working. Then we've got lower glow. That is actually pretty harsh glow. And it's not even on just the eyes, that's the issue. There we are. Moving this. I'm fairly happy with this. Granted, it does need to kind of line up. Get a close in on that. There we are. So those are not filled in at all. I feel like a layer is missing almost. But no less. No less, this will line up. They look somewhat three-dimensional. So I think we want these to be switched over. So lower glow, we've got some time. How would I reflect the wheel? That is something. How would I use the eye white, the white in the eyes rather, to affect the wheel? Edge darkening, here we go. Here is something that does need tweaking. The edge will be darkened, but not this much of the edge. That is darkening too much of the edge. There we go. I see some dimension, and it's nowhere near done with the what you call it? There we are. Got to sort that out, hopefully. I think this is coming out okay. Yep, they are eyes. They are doing eye things. And the eyes be eyes. So the edge darkening, I don't know. I'll have to check the other ones. So the lower glow is very harsh. So if I go add glow, that don't look too bad. Maybe if I go with like 60-ish, 55, 50. I guess that would do. Top shade, we can go with subtract, maybe. Yeah, subtract. I think that's pretty good. Don't think I need to change anything beyond that. Then we've got the edge darkening, so overlay? No, overlay doesn't really do anything. Darker colour? Maybe darken would work. I think I'll try... Let's try 66. Yes. No, it doesn't look good though. I think it's 60 something is gonna work. If I go and put that on the top... No, it doesn't really do it, does it? Does it? No, I think it adds in the wrong places. I did have it on 66 and I was fairly happy with that. Okay, I can't find a better opacity than that. So that's what we're using. We're using 67% opacity. Now the whites, we've got a good 15 minutes to finish these eyes, at least for the time being. I could probably do a better job, but no less. We're going to need... I'll put it at the top for now, but we're going to need a... I'm going to call it eye decoration because I have no idea what else to call it. The music has gone. So that should give us something. There we are. So we've got this. I could go even brighter, I think. Like, not absolute white, but almost. That should work. So... that is too much, what do you call it? Too much width. If I could get that soft bush, I don't think it will work, would it? Needs to be pretty hard lighting in order to get what I want to. Let's try 10. No, let's try 5. 5 should be enough width. I would say I've had an idea. I'm not so sure it'll work out. So, where's the simplify vectors? There we go. I may have had an idea, yes. Yes, I think I have. Should be easy enough to add. Tie into the whole wheel thing. Split line. There we go. I do need to sign my own work as well, which I will do, but... for now, we got eyes to do. There we are. So what my idea was, we've got this now. Kind of feel like this is a burnt orange for the eyes. Not what I was going for, but I don't hate it. However, why am I on top shade? How did that happen? At least it wasn't doing it in the same, what do you call it? So this is going to be like the wheel, and I think this is going to look pretty good. Just give it like this overall spiky wheel look. Yay, it's one of the Gran Turismo garage songs. Ag. I think I selected more than I meant to. So if we've got that, okay. So we'll go add there. That does seem off. Like, it doesn't seem quite upright. So go switch corner maybe. There we are. So if we can go, yeah, I'll finish this off and then I'll sign it and then we will be done. Kind of looks like sun, like a sun, I don't know. There we are. Control C, Control V. Then I have to try and copy this. Vectors make this so much easier. Control C and Control V, I think it did it, yes. Control C, Control V. There we are. Not done any eyes exactly like this before, but I feel there's too much overlap with how I draw them. I actually have time, like I'm not spending as long on this as I could. I doubt I could put the Easter egg in, unfortunately. Don't think I'll have time for that. This might actually line up. Yeah, it does. It lines up not perfectly, but almost perfectly. I think that's enough to keep me happy at least. If I just shuffle that round as well, because that one's slightly off. I'll take this. That ain't as bad as it could be. So we'll go shift all of these. If this goes as I'm hoping, I should just be able to Control C and Control V and pretty much have what I need on the other eye. I mean, I make it smaller slightly, maybe. Maybe larger? I don't know. I'm just trying to get this to wrap around the eyes quite nice. Or the middle of the eyes. Might have to trim it later. It's close enough that I don't think it does actually fit in. Okay, I'll take that. So we've got that done. We've got to add maybe something else. Put eye decoration at the top, maybe. I think that actually works better. So we're going to go here. Can I go multiply? No, multiply makes it dark. Hard light. There's overlay as well, actually. Not add glow. Overlay. No, that makes it all funky colours. Pin light. %, I don't know. Maybe 60. I do need like a spot glow here, and then I will sign it. Ah yes. I've basically been doing eyes. I'll be finishing off in a moment, but anyway. Eyes, and I'm going to sign this as well because I don't sign things enough. Yeah, imagine if I signed the box, like I own this character now. So, we need, yeah, this. So I've added a little Easter egg here. Well, not Easter egg. I've added the eye. It's kind of like a sun shape, but the idea is it looks like a wheel and it can spin and stuff. You know what I could add in the middle? I could add a little pointer, which is not much, but yeah. Don't want to waste loads of time on this, but eye Easter egg. Now this is an important part of the process, I think. So what we've got to do, that's at the top now. Now watch as art is created. So we've got the wheel, and we're going to have the pointer. I think on the actual wheel it looks something like this. So maybe if I do this, I'm thinking maybe the way up. I don't know. No, because it goes to the side, doesn't it? It goes like that side. So I think if we go, let's go 2 pixels wide, because this is tiny. Something like that, but I have to just try and draw this correctly. Didn't think I'd get the eye Easter egg in today, so it's a bonus. And then I can simplify vector layer on it to make sure, because this is not a vector. Okay. Nope. So if I go, I'm just going to convert layer to vector. It's easier. It's easier than making a new layer and having to name it and everything. There we go. Hopefully I can just fix this. Okay, so time-wise, I do think I can put a bit more time into this. Like, this is a very important thing for me to do, though. I have to do this on my pieces. So, split line. So this is just a little piece of effort here, and it's gonna mean a lot, though. And I've added a control point I did not mean to add. I think I can make it work. So we want, I believe, a switch corner, which will make that a harder angled corner. Can even remove that, actually. Delete control point. And again, I can go switch corner. Delete control point there, even. I could probably have used polyline and it would have probably been more effective, to be quite honest, but I used what I used. As long as it's a vector, I can just about get this working for me. There's another sneaky point. We can remove that one as well. There is our slightly iffy pointer. Yay, Sakura gets hugs. I could send Sakura to jail for getting hugs. That would be evil. So we've got a Control C. I still feel like I could do so much more with these eyes though. Pivot that a little. So we have like this pointing at the wheel. I know usually it's on the outside, but this is like an Easter egg thingy, so you know, you're supposed to only see it if you look deep into the eyes. Like, that's why I can't make the eyes white in the middle, like, even though that is actually a legitimate style. I wonder is Sakura like 8-ball and just I despise all cheese. So we go hard light, maybe. There we go. Like, you're not gonna see that too easily. I think I do feel like I need to add a little more lighting and stuff, but I can make this. There's a good chance of it. I do this with like quite a few of my drawings now, because it's like I've just got this basically blank space and it's not doing anything. I think overlay, yeah, I'll have to make it larger, but overlay makes it a lot more hidden, I think. I do like these little Easter eggs on a lot of my drawings. You don't get many pixels to play with once it's all cropped down, but you can usually do something in terms of a silhouette, a thing. Where the difficulty is drawing the line, like you can't even see it at 1. 10, maybe. I think if I make it like 7, 6 or 7. You definitely can't see that when it's zoomed out. There we go. I'll be finishing off about here when I have sorted it. Oh yeah, I do have to add one little glow point. That might actually bring the eyes to life. So, I mean, I did establish that there was something here. So we're going to go again. Same colour actually, I'm using a lot here. So it kind of just, this really like helps a lot. It shouldn't help as much as it does. Now they do actually kind of have dimension to them, that has helped. It's not perfect, but they are eyes. Yeah, I used 7% opacity on the what's it, on the Easter egg, so you can just about see it if you really zoom in on it. And I'm also going to sign this because I have my own fancy signature. Probably not going to use the best of colours for this, but as long as it's recognisable. I'll go 5. I mean, this should make a bit more sense if you see the I've put it on glow point. I shouldn't have done that. I'll put it on I'm not going to use a raster for this. I'll just put it on signature. But yeah, this is like a reference to the character I have used on my gaming channel. So it will make sense. The character that's based off me is now my avatar and all that. Even though like he's directly based off me, and now we're all the same. This is not going to be my best signature in the world, but as I say, recognizability is a big thing here. Usually have to redraw it a few times because I keep messing up the Ahoge. And then we've got blue because I like blue. That's actually, I think that's a bit dark. It just doesn't stand out at all against the other one. This would do. I mean, I've had this feature actually for a while on a character based off me. Like usually you have a heart Ahoge done differently, but I did these Trin Ahoges like that, so usually they are done like this. That's the usual way of doing it, but then I just had 2 Ahoges and they meet like that. So yeah, it's like one of my few unique inventions. And there we go. It is now signed. I am less unproud of it than I have been. So I will capture this now. I'll call it a day after that. Snipping tool. And why does it open that? There it is. It was open on a folder. I think, you know what, I might capture the whole thing pretty much. Not the template, but just showing kind of what's going into making this. That should do. So that is our capture. The background colour isn't the best for text, but no less. I'll call this a day. Yay. Hopefully. Tomorrow it will be the same time. I should have it scheduled with a random image I made. So, yeah. That should all be the same. Let's just hope Sunday isn't crashing the stream or something again. And, yeah. I'll leave it here.